Hey there, Ren. Is this seat taken? I was hoping I could join you for lunch if you don't mind.
Of course, Mason, I'd appreciate the company. Please feel free to sit down.
Thanks a lot. I've been curious about how you're finding everything here so far. I imagine it's quite a big adjustment coming from Japan to Canada, especially in our final year of high school.
It's been an interesting experience so far, thanks for asking. Indeed, it's quite a shift in environment and culture, but I'm slowly getting the hang of it. My days now start much earlier than they used to back in Japan.
Really? How early are we talking? And what's your morning routine like here compared to back home?
I'm up by 6 a.m., which gives me ample time to prepare for the day ahead and catch the bus. It's a new routine for me. Back in Japan, my school was within walking distance, so taking the bus is a novel experience.
That's quite the change in your daily routine. Once you arrive at school, what's your first move?
Upon arrival, I make a beeline for my locker to store my belongings, then it's straight off to my first class. The educational system here bears similarities to Japan's, but I've noticed that classes here encourage more hands-on learning and interaction among students.
That's true. We do have a lot of group projects and class discussions here. Speaking of which, have you had the chance to join any clubs or extracurricular activities?
I have my sights set on the photography club. Capturing moments has always been a hobby of mine, and from what I've heard, the club here does some pretty exciting projects. How do you spend your time after school, Mason?
I'm part of the basketball team. It's a great way to stay active and connected with classmates. You should definitely come and watch one of our games. Sometimes it's a whole lot of fun and a good break from studying.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. I definitely enjoy that. Once school is out, I usually head straight home to start on my homework. Afterward, I try to explore a bit of the city or catch up with my family back in Japan.
Keeping in touch with family must be really important for you. How do you manage that with the time difference and everything?
We mostly use video calls and messaging apps. It's not the same as being there in person, of course, but it helps a lot in keeping the homesickness at bay.
I can imagine that's quite tough being so far from home and in a completely new environment.
There are challenging moments, certainly, but I've been met with such warmth and kindness here. It makes the transition smoother, and exploring a new country is an adventure in itself.
I'm really glad to hear you're settling in well. Remember, if you ever have any questions or need help navigating Canadian culture, I'm here to help.
Thank you, Mason. That means a lot to me. Tell me, how do you usually spend your evenings after a day at school?
My evenings are fairly routine, tackling homework, maybe playing some video games to unwind, and if I've got the energy, heading to the gym for a workout.
Sounds like you've found a good balance. I've been curious about exploring more of Canadian cuisine. Any recommendations?
Absolutely, you have to try poutine. It's practically a Canadian staple. How about we go grab some this weekend? I know a great place downtown.
Sounds wonderful. I've heard about poutine but haven't had the chance to try it yet. I'm looking forward to it.
Great, it's a plan then. Oh, would you look at the time? We should probably start heading to our next class.
Yes, we better. I really enjoyed our conversation today, Mason. Thank you for making the time.
Anytime, Ren. It was great getting to know you a bit better. See you around.
See you, Mason.